Hello, I'm Hannah Dubb.
And I'm Abraham Dubb. Welcome to World Views. Today on World Views, we're going to be examining the views of our 10-year-old youth correspondent, Hannah, and her ideas on the North American Trust Agreement. Can you tell us a little more, Hannah?
Well, the North American Trust Agreement will help unite Mexico, Canada, and the United States.
And how do you plan to do that with the North American Trust Agreement?
Well, one of the sections of this agreement is this. If a problem arises in one of the countries, then the other countries will assist the struggling country to overcome the issue.
What kind of issues do you see this agreement helping with?
Well, in Mexico, they have a drug problem, which, if Canada and the United States helped, could be lessened or overcome.
Right. And what issues do you think Canada and Mexico could help the United States with?
Well, they could help with the Mississippi is drying up. By we I mean Canada, the United States, and Mexico could collaborate on some solution.
There's no question that Canada could be part of the solution for the terrible drought that's affecting the Midwest of our country, United States. And certainly any kind of solution to bring water support to the Mississippi would require, in all likelihood, the agreement of Canada. And so a North American Trust Agreement would be very helpful in that regard.
That's right. But the other section of the North American Trust Agreement is this. If one country is facing violence issues, by violence I mean war, and all countries were band together, that would create a stronger military force. And if, let's say, a threatening country invades the U.S. and then starts thinking about invading Canada and Mexico, then it'll be better if we are united so we can collaborate with a better sense of what each other's problems are.
Right. Do you foresee an enemy attacking the United States anytime soon?
Well, in these times, that's always a possibility because let's cut to the truth. The United States and other countries, actually pretty much all countries in North America, probably the world, don't have a clean slate reputation with all other countries.
Right. Well, there's no question that the fear of terrorist attacks always loom large in our country, and any help we can have to combat this threat would probably go a long way to helping.
Yes, because terrorist attacks are different in a large way, because their violence doesn't stop at the battlefields, which is bad enough because we don't want wars in the first place, but they go to the general public and go even deeper into our society.
That's right. Violence has a way of propagating itself in society. How do you think the North American Trust Agreement would go to combat violence?
Well, because then if one country, Canada, Mexico, United States, has a successful violence protection program or method, then the successful country in getting rid of violence, or at least partly getting rid of violence, would talk to the neighboring countries in North America and create similar programs in that countries.
So there could be a knowledge sharing effort between the three countries to improve domestic issues all around, including those with violence.
Yes, and I do think that since the Boston Marathon bombing, people have really been thinking more about terrorist attacks.
No question. Terrorist attacks are always a threat, but then there's just as much threat from within as there is from without. For example, an uneducated populace is much more dangerous than one that is well educated. Wouldn't you say?
Of course.
Right. So how do you feel that the North American Trust Agreement would affect education in the member countries?
Well, Abraham, I think it would in many ways, because if there's this one big, if you will, super education sort of force, and everyone sort of band together to create this sort of, well, take it this way. Every sort of town, every city is different in a little way. And that's sort of the same with, that's the same with countries. So if all countries in North America band together and created this very, this education system that catered to a wide range of situations, then that would make getting education for everyone much easier.
That's right. So what you're saying is, let's collect the best ideas from all three countries and put them together for the benefit of all three.
Yes, that is what I'm saying. And also, we could come up with more financial help, since each country could combine all their different ideas for it.
Do you foresee additional countries joining the North American Trust Agreement?
Well, yes, I do, because countries that are, I would say, in their right mind will think, well, if North America band together and was very united, then there wouldn't be a lot of threat for violence like terrorist attacks and wars if everyone sort of created this super military force. Mm-hmm. So the countries would think, oh, I don't have a chance of this, so why would I waste valuable resources?
That makes a whole lot of sense. It kind of reminds me of the European Union and how quite a few countries came under one umbrella to use one currency, one government to rule over all the member countries. Do you see any similarities to the European Union?
Yes. I do see that they almost are sort of like based off each other in a way. And I think North America could benefit largely by signing into the North American Trust Agreement.
Well, thank you very much for joining us on World Views. I'm Abraham Dubb.
And I'm Hannah Dubb.
Good night.